Welcome to SS2 Physical Education. This lesson covers plyometric training, one of the most effective and widely used training methods for developing explosive power in athletes across many sports. Plyometric training, sometimes called jump training or reactive training, refers to exercises that involve rapid stretching of a muscle followed immediately by a powerful contraction of that same muscle. The word plyometrics comes from the Greek plytein, to increase, and metric, measure. The science behind plyometrics is the stretch shortening cycle, SSCE. When a muscle is rapidly stretched, eccentric phase, it stores elastic energy like a stretched rubber band. If a concentric, shortening, contraction follows immediately, the stored elastic energy is released, producing greater force than a concentric contraction alone could generate. This is why you jump higher if you quickly dip down before jumping than if you start from a stationary squat position. The rapid pre-stretch activates the stretch reflex in the muscle spindles, sensory receptors within muscles that detect rate of change in muscle length, which sends signals to the muscle to contract more forcefully. History: plyometric training was developed systematically by Soviet scientists in the 1960s and 1970s. Coaches Yuri Verkhoshansky and others used shock training methods to develop extraordinary power in Soviet Olympic athletes. The American coach Fred Wood popularized the term plyometrics in the 1970s. Today, plyometric training is used in virtually all sports requiring power, speed, and agility. Plyometric exercises are organized by intensity level, from low intensity for beginners to high intensity for advanced athletes. Low intensity plyometrics, suitable for beginners and athletes new to plyometric training. Examples: jump rope or skipping, squat jumps, jump from a squat position and land softly, horizontal jumps, jumping forward over distances, lateral hops, hopping side to side, ankle bounces, rapid bouncing on the balls of the feet. Medium intensity plyometrics, for athletes with a solid strength base. Examples: box jumps, jumping up onto a box, typically 40 to 60 centimeters high, and stepping down, depth drops, stepping off a box and landing with control, bounding, exaggerated running strides, emphasizing height and distance, single leg hops, hopping on one leg for distance or over obstacles, medicine ball throws, throwing a medicine ball against a wall or to a partner. High intensity plyometrics, for advanced, well-trained athletes only. Examples: depth jumps, stepping off a high box 60 to 100 centimeters, landing, and immediately jumping as high as possible, the original Verkhoshansky shock method, maximum effort bounds and hops, hurdle jumps, jumping over multiple hurdles with minimal ground contact time, reactive sprint starts. Safety considerations: plyometric training is demanding on joints and connective tissue. Athletes should have a solid strength base, ability to squat 1.5 times body weight before attempting high-intensity plyometrics. Surfaces should be firm but slightly cushioned, grass or sport hall floor. Proper landing technique: land with bent knees, absorbing force through hips, knees, and ankles, is essential to prevent injury. Effective plyometric training requires careful programming. Volume, measured in foot contacts, the number of times the feet contact the ground. For a beginner, starting with 80 to 100 contacts per session is appropriate. Advanced athletes may perform 120 to 200 contacts. Frequency: most athletes perform plyometric training 2 to 3 times per week with at least 48 hours between sessions to allow full recovery of the nervous system and connective tissue. Intensity progression: athletes must progress systematically from low to medium to high intensity. Jumping to high intensity plyometrics too quickly is the most common cause of overuse injuries. Rest between exercises: because plyometrics trains the nervous system as much as the muscles, adequate rest between sets, 2 to 4 minutes, is essential for quality repetitions. Warm-up and cool-down: a thorough dynamic warm-up, jogging, leg swings, hip circles, light bounding, is essential before plyometric training. Static stretching and foam rolling after the session support recovery. Integration with other training: plyometrics is most effective when combined with a strength training program. A common approach is to perform strength and plyometric training in the same session. A complex training approach, pairing a heavy strength exercise, e.g., squats, with a plyometric exercise, e.g., box jumps, to maximize the post-activation potentiation effect. Plyometric training is valuable across the range of Nigerian sports. Football, explosive jumping, rapid direction changes, and powerful sprinting are all key football movement qualities that plyometrics develops. Nigerian Premier League and Super Eagles conditioning coaches include plyometric drills in training. Athletics, Nigerian sprinters and jumpers use plyometrics to develop the explosive power needed for world-class performance. Bounding exercises are particularly important for long jump and triple jump athletes. Basketball, the rapid growth of basketball in Nigeria, with the NBA Academy Africa operating in Sali, Senegal, training many Nigerians, has brought systematic plyometric training to more Nigerian basketball players. Wrestling, traditional Nigerian wrestling styles require explosive lower body power that plyometric training develops directly. School and college sports, Nigerian schools and colleges can implement low to medium intensity plyometric programs without expensive equipment. A playing field or court, markers, and a simple box are sufficient. WAEC candidates should understand the principles of plyometrics and be able to describe a plyometric training program appropriate for a secondary school athlete. Today we covered plyometric training as exercises using the stretch shortening cycle, rapid eccentric stretch followed by immediate concentric contraction, to develop explosive power. The science involves elastic energy storage in muscles and the stretch reflex in muscle spindles. Types: low intensity, skipping, squat jumps, lateral hops; medium intensity, box jumps, bounding, medicine ball throws; and high intensity, depth jumps, reactive sprint starts. Programming principles: volume in foot contacts, 80 to 200 per session, frequency 2 to 3 times per week, systematic intensity progression, adequate rest between sets. Applications in Nigerian football, athletics, basketball, and wrestling. For your examination, be prepared to describe the stretch shortening cycle and explain why depth jumps are considered high-intensity plyometrics, and design a 4-week plyometric training program for a secondary school football player.